Hello and welcome to Super Over Decoded, powered by IDFC FIRST Bank. It's the second of the three ODIs between India and England. The second one being played at Cardiff, and Cardiff is generally a high-scoring surface. It's a high-scoring venue, but then obviously India 1-0 up in this series, and this was a good chance for India to win the series and go on to maybe win the series 3-0. But then let's just talk about venue itself. It's a high-scoring venue, as I mentioned. Generally, it's very hot. It's been that kind of a summer here in England where it's very hot and it's been very dry as well. It hasn't rained a lot here. So that's one of the reasons why the outfield is very hard and it's quick. The second thing is the pitch, because I believe the curators are a little scared in terms of making sure the pitch does not become dry in a 100-over game. You got to take care, and here obviously in England it's daylight till 9:30 at night. So just to be a little more conscious about that fact, I think they've left so far in the last game and this game the pitch with a little bit of an extra moisture and a little bit of extra grass, because that grass generally holds and binds the pitch together, make sure the water does not evaporate, the moisture does not evaporate as quickly. So extra bit of moisture, extra bit of grass. The playing 11, India went in with the same team. England made two changes. Liam Dawson, who scored that half century in the previous game, but it was a tactical one. They got in Gus Atkinson, another all-rounder, but a seam bowling all-rounder on this pitch where I mentioned there was help for the quicker bowlers. And in place of Josh Tongue, we got Saqib Mahmood. Now, the other important thing about this ground is the square boundaries are very, very, very long. So when I say square boundaries, I mean the sides. The straight boundaries are short. So that way, as a player, you got to be mindful of that. As a batter, you got to make sure that you pull short and all of that. You control it. And for bowlers, your natural length is back of length. You want the batters to go square of the wicket and not straight down. The toss happened and England won the toss. Harry Brook and decided to bowl first this time, unlike the first ODI in Birmingham. You expect fireworks, big hits, momentum swings, but here's what often decides the game: rhythm. A bowler hitting the same length, a batter finding timing, over after over. Not dramatic, but consistent. That's how totals are built. Savings works in rhythm too. Not once in 3 months, not occasionally, every single month. With IDFC FIRST Bank's savings account, you earn monthly interest credits, so your money starts growing sooner. And when interest is credited every month, compounding begins earlier. Steady growth, consistent rhythm, stronger outcome, because in cricket and in savings, consistency quietly changes the result. First innings, India, obviously the whole thing, because Shubman also mentioned at the toss, as a batting first team, what you really need to do is make sure you don't lose too many wickets in the power play. And India did start off well. Shubman and Rohit took his own time. Now Shubman kind of was a little more aggressive in his approach, played a couple of really good shots, but unfortunately he got out. It was a good cover drive. Hit the middle of the bat, but straight to Ben Duckett, so straight to the fielder, and that was the end. Because till then India looked good. I was going at 4.5 runs and over, which is not a lot, but then it was a tough pitch to bat on because of the extra moisture and the grass. What happens is there is a little bit of spongy bounce. It's like a tennis ball bounce. It does not come onto the bat, and that's exactly what happened with Shubman, where he played the shot a little too early and couldn't keep it along the ground. Now the power play was all right, because at 3 Virat came in. He started. He didn't take time actually. What's the interesting bit was, I think the first ball that he played against Gus Atkinson, he stepped out and hit him over mid-on. And Gus Atkinson the previous over had bowled a wicket maiden, caught the wicket of Shubman Gill and was a maiden. And this is where experience counts, right? So Gus Atkinson was bowling that tough line, that tough length, the test match length. And here you are, first ball Virat. He had to get him off that length. So he steps out and hits him, which is a very unlike Virat ODI shot. In T20, he started playing that. So that was quite interesting. But power play otherwise was pretty good, actually. I think 61 for 1. And then there was this partnership. Then actually, Rohit just got stuck. Generally, we've seen Rohit in the past, and we've mentioned as well that in the past as well, in this format, he would take his time and then change gears. So he took his time, but unfortunately could not shift through the gears. And then he got out playing a half-hearted sweep shot. So that was still all right. And then Ishan came in. Ishan again got out against the short ball against Sam Curran, who actually surprised. He's got a surprisingly very effective, good short ball, because he bowls at 128, 130. You don't expect him to bowl that short ball as quick and as accurate as he does. He's got an accurate and a quicker than normal short ball. So I guess that's where he can get a little dangerous. So Ishan goes, and then there was this handy partnership, very important between Shreyas. Shreyas walks out. Shreyas and Virat, because that was a tricky phase where this pitch was tricky. Initially I thought the moisture would kind of dry out and then it would get better to bat on, but even when the moisture dried out, because of the grass, the spongy bounce was there, so it was never going to be easy for new batters coming in. So Shreyas got set, Virat got set, they started batting really well, but then Virat's wicket was the turning point, because I tell you what, at the 27th over, or 28th over, India were 150 for 3, and generally what you do, you kind of double it right after 30. So I was like, yeah, 300 should happen, but we were also aware that if India loses wicket, maybe it won't get to 300, but should still get to 270, 280. But then Virat's wicket falls, India 178 for 4. I think it was the 32nd over 31.4 or something. Virat gets out, and then it was mayhem. It was absolutely mayhem. 178 for 4, that is Virat's wicket. And India gets all out, 233. 56 for 6 in a matter of 12.1 overs or something. So in 12.1 overs, because India just managed to play only 44 overs. So 6 overs before. And what should have been 300, 280 was still acceptable, came down to 233. So that was disappointing, way below par. But then, 233 is all India got. Second innings. Now, 234 was, you would expect England to win that. But then you also knew that, a couple of wickets, because it wasn't the easiest of pitches. Had India got around 260, 270 or even 240, 250 or whatever, could have made a game. But 233 also, India needed wickets. And guess what? Jasprit Bumrah, first ball, he picks up the wicket. He picks up the wicket of Ben Duckett, first ball of the innings. And then suddenly there was hope. Few overs later, Prasidh Krishna picks up the wicket of Jacob Bethel, nicks him, caught behind. And then suddenly, England were 8 for 2. And you could see that, the Indian bowlers bowled beautifully, the perfect length, back of length, and something we spoke about in previous videos as well, that they didn't try anything different, just one line, one length, just stuck with it. And then Gurnoor came in. He also started bowling well. Now, Harry Brook, on these pitches, the key was always going to be Joe Root. And if you look at the last few series with Joe Root, or with England rather, their success has been on the back of Joe Root and his innings. Even in Sri Lanka, England won recently their last ODI series, and Joe Root got half centuries. In fact, 3 games he got 2 half centuries and 100. So I'll tell you, and the reason being, and we've spoken about this before, is the ability to play different conditions, on tough conditions, and not just ability in terms of cricketing skill-wise, but also that temperament. Obviously he's one of the greatest in the sport. So, but him and Harry Brook at the other end struggled big time. He got hit in the stomach, in the chest. He tried his lap, did not work. England were struggling and they kept losing wickets. Harry Brook went, Sam Curran came, Sam Curran went. Josh Butler tried a little bit, but he got out to Akshar Patel. There was a little bit of a partnership between Josh Butler and Joe Root, but Josh Butler got out to Akshar, and England were 125 for 5, right? And India were in it, so India needed one more wicket. But then that partnership between Will Jacks and Joe Root was a defining one. It was a 72-run partnership, but that kind of took the game completely away from India. Shubman did try, got in his bowlers, gambled getting Bumrah and Prasid in the middle overs, but then it didn't work. I think Joe Root was absolutely magnificent. Unfortunately, the first time in his career was not out on 99. Gus Atkinson, eventually Will Jacks did get out. Gus Atkinson came in, needed England needed a 4. He pulled the ball in the gap, it went for a 4. So I can understand Joe Root was a little disappointed, even though he didn't say in as many words, but he was kind of irritated with the Indian tactics of getting fielders in, bowling the short ball. Well, India lost a lot of wicket against the short ball. England lost a lot of wicket against the short ball. That's a genuine wicket-taking ball. So I can understand, but here you don't get 100. You're on 99, not out. But then, anyways, that was the thing. The other important thing was India only had 5 bowlers because Washington Sundar, while batting, got an hamstring injury and he didn't come out to field. So obviously India went in with 5 bowlers only. Or rather 5 bowlers, and didn't have Washington there. The fielding was alright, the catching was alright, I think even the bowling was alright. So it was just the batting bit. Like I said, had India got another 25 runs, not even 270, 280, but another 25 runs, would have made a huge difference. Now quickly about Joe Root, I think he is one of the greatest of our times. There's no two ways about it, especially Test match and ODI cricket. And there's a little bit of a resurrection in his career. So there was a period of time from 2009, after the 2019 World Cup, all the way through to 2024. He didn't score 100 in this format. Then Champions Trophy, he got a 100. And then, since then, it's been phenomenal. I think in 17 innings, he's got around 1,100 runs, average of over 80. So he's brilliant, and that is the reason the difference between India and England, especially, or England and any other team, especially on bowler-friendly pitches, will always be Joe Root. To a certain extent, I'll see Sam Curran being able to adapt skillfully and temperamentally. Will Jacks did a really good job as well, I've got to say that, but I don't see too many players who could do that. But Joe Root is like Virat. They are the champions of adaptability, if I may say. The turning point for me was Virat Kohli's wicket. He was batting beautifully. India were, at that point in time, was cruising. Right? India were cruising, got to his half century. And even though it was a difficult pitch, but I think that point in time, Shreyas and Virat were both set, and with set batters, comparatively it gets easier to bat on, even on difficult surfaces. And it just seemed like that, just playing nicely. But then that particular over, Jofra's brought back actually to break that partnership, because England knew that if India goes on and this partnership went on, India would get to that 280, 300, and it would be very, very difficult for England to chase it down then on that surface. So Jofra comes back. So I tell you, according to me, what happened was, the important bit was the delivery before the one that Virat got out to. So bowled a short ball, didn't bounce as much. Virat went for a pull shot, takes the inside edge off his pads, goes to Joss Butler, but it does not carry. Now, it does not carry. So there was obviously the umpires knew there was an inside edge. They went to the third umpire to check whether it carried or not. So there was this break, and they figured out after 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I think that break kind of, Virat lost his concentration a little bit in that break. And it's very important when you have breaks like that, when you're in that zone and suddenly there is a break, there's a break in momentum, you want to step back, take a little bit of time and go back. But obviously Virat knows it better than anyone else. But somehow I thought there was that break kind of broke his concentration and his momentum a little bit. And the very next ball, it was a very weird shot. It wasn't a pull, it wasn't a flick, it was somewhere in between. And and a leading edge got out at third. But then yes, and that was the turning point, because from then India just lost the plot. From there on, from 178 for 4, India were 233 all out. So for me, that was the turning point. Well, for me, the main issue in this game was that middle order. Even though it fired in the last game when India were chasing, it just fell apart. Whether it's Shivam Dube, especially the all-rounders, and that's the area where India is desperately trying to find some consistency. Aksar, Washington Sundar, Shivam Dube. I think contribution in total was 3 runs or 5 runs or something like that, which is not good enough. Middle order has to fire. I can understand one of them not getting runs, maybe, but then it is imperative. So that is one thing that the all-rounders, they need to find a way. The other option is just think of going in with an extra bowler and say, you know what, we may score 20 runs less, but we get an extra bowler who will make sure that he either picks wickets or is going to defend that total. So let's a par score, it's 250. You play one less batter, you're happy to get to 230 because there is a extra bowler who will help you defend 230. So I think that's the other way to look at it. And maybe in the next game, they might try that. Also, India is kind of struggling with all the injuries. If you think about it, KL is not injured, but he was sick. I don't know whether he obviously hasn't recovered. Whether he's what's gonna happen, I don't know. So that is the important thing. In fact, Ishan Kishan played in place of KL Rahul because he was sick. So those are the things. So next game, there is an opportunity for India to try a different combination. 5 out and out bowlers, play Kuldeep in place of one of the all-rounders, and Washington is anyways out with his hamstring. I don't think he's going to be fit for the next game. So there is an opportunity there to play with 5 bowlers and 6 batters and try out a different. I know it's a decider. It's a big game. Don't get me wrong. It's at Lord's. It's a decider. But one is India is kind of forced into that combination. So might as well go there with wholeheartedly and with an open mind. But that middle order makes it more important that the middle order fire then. If you're only going with 6 batters and it's number 7 is somebody who can bat a little. So that's something that is worth watching in the next game. But hopefully India is going to win the next one and win the series. Thank you for watching Super Over Decoded, powered by IDFC FIRST Bank.